Hello everyone, I'm Tim, the Suburban Dad, helping dads find great bourbon and sometimes other kinds of whiskey. Like today, I've got two great bottles to go over with you. These are both Tennessee whiskey, which is definitely a little bit off my beaten path. These are both from Old Dominick Distillery in Tennessee. We got their straight Tennessee whiskey and their bottled in bond version as well. I'm really excited to go over these with you guys because they are a real treat. So let's get to it. Old Dominick was nice enough to provide these bottles for me to go over with you guys today. And I must say, I can't help but be my honest self. So I was a little nervous because I wanted to like these bottles and I wanted to be able to give a great review because I love what they're doing over at Old Dominick. If you missed it, their Huling Station Straight Bourbon was my best bourbon of the year for 2022. It was and is fantastic. So when they offered me to try these, I thought, well, I'm certainly optimistic. Let's give it a go. So let's talk about the straight Tennessee whiskey first. So it's Tennessee whiskey. It's filtered through sugar maple charcoal. It's not chill filtered, but it is filtered through the charcoal. This one is 85 proof, aged for at least 4 years, and it's retails for about $35. Just made it here to Missouri a couple months ago, so I'm really excited. I tried it one time so far, but this is the first time that I'm having this bottle. I haven't had it before. This one. Now, 85 proof. I just want to comment on this for a minute. It's 85 proof. It has a number 4 char level. What's interesting is they were telling me that in Tennessee, their barrel entry proof is 110 proof, just like Maker's Mark. And however, they have a lot of moisture loss during the aging process, so their proof levels go up all the way at 118 to 123 proof. And they proof this down to 85, but still it's able to maintain a lot of that rich, robust flavor because of how concentrated it gets. Right away on the color, so 85 proof, that is really low for me. Again, I wasn't sure what to think. I figured, okay, I'll at least try this. It's 85 proof. The only ones that I've had around that range that I care for were the Michter's line. So color-wise, rich honey color. And on the nose, see on the nose, very sweet, but a little bit of baking spice type spice note. And I hesitate to say spice because it's not a very sharp note, but it adds a little bit more variety to the sweetness. So if I had to pin down as precisely as I could with this, I would identify the nose as iced cinnamon roll, cinnamon bun. It is sweet and sugary, but it just has that little bit of baking spice, cinnamon spice in there to break it up a little bit. So let's have a taste. Now again, I have to be brutally honest. This is amazing. It really is. For 85 proof, this has so much flavor. The mouthfeel is so rich and full. For 85 proof, this experience is one that I'd expect from, I don't know, around 100 proof or so. Not by how bitey it is, it's very easy to drink, but just the complexity and the richness to it. So that same sweetness, a little bit of warming spice in there does carry over to the palate as well. maybe just a tad more fruit in the middle, but that cinnamon roll, sweet sugary icing type notes are all there. It is so good. The finish keeps going. Guys, this is 85 proof. Did I mention that? It's only 85 proof, and it's giving me a little bit of a warming hug. It's so tasty for 85 proof. I believe I've seen it at Total Wine here in Missouri. 35 bucks retail. And you can check out their website, olddominick.com, and you can order online. I believe this is online as well. It might not be in your state yet in bottle form, but you might be able to order it online. Very tasty. I mean, just quite lovely. I would compare this one, if you're looking for a comparison, I would compare the mouthfeel and the experience to Michter's, honestly, with how velvety and rich it is. Now, flavor-wise, it almost kind of reminds me of the Old Forester profile. Not that I've necessarily thought of Old Forester as cinnamon roll, but as I drink it, that's where my mind goes with that. Very nice. Now over here, we got the big brother. This is the bottled and bond version. This one is aged for 4 years. This is batch number 4. And what's unique about batch number 4 is at the time this was being produced, they were looking for more space to expand the distillery because these are both juice from Old Dominick. This is their own stuff. And they ran out of space. And so they only had about 50 barrels in stock. And instead of being the normal 6-barrel batch like they have been, this is only a 4-barrel batch. So extremely small batch, almost down to single barrel. This is very allocated. This one, the state of Missouri only got 40 cases for the whole state. And it retails for about 75-ish bucks. And let's see, what else can I tell you about it? Same thing, heavy char number 4. This is going to be a semi-annual release, spring and fall. And both of these are put out under the guidance of their master distiller, Alex Castle. She is a fantastic gal. She's doing really great work. I've actually had her on the channel before. Check out that video right here. She is super great to talk with, and she is extremely knowledgeable, and her work is fantastic. So if you haven't tried it yet, you need to. So this is the bottled and bond. Color, maybe a shade or two darker than the straight Tennessee whiskey. Not super dark, but not light either. So on the nose, this one has a little bit more of an adventurous tone to it. It's got a little bit more spice, a little bit more of a bite. Now it's 15 proof points higher, which that accounts for a lot of it, but it has a little bit more of that spice tone to it. It's still pretty sweet on the nose. Sweet, spicy, almost a little herbal in a way, kind of like a rye spice. Also candy sweet, kind of like butterscotch, actually. Not caramel, butterscotch. Let's have a taste. This is like candy in a bottle, really. Super rich on the flavor profile, very sweet, caramely, butterscotchy, kind of like a Heath bar. There you go. Heath Bar in a glass is what this tastes like. Now, as I sip it, there's times where I almost get more of a cotton candy note, as well as citrus, a little bit of orangey lemon in there, almost floral as well. So you can tell the tone of this palate, sweet, bright, but rich. I mean, it's rich, it's nice. The finish keeps going and going. The sweetness lasts on the finish, but not in a syrupy way, just in a pleasant way. Man, that's really nice. So the mash bills on these real quick. These are 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% barley. So it's probably that barley note that I'm picking up on with the light fruitiness. Corn is going to lend to that caramely, butterscotchy type tone. And the rye, of course, adds a little bit of spice. These are extremely well balanced. That is so good. So worth it. I mean, this one is easily worth it at 35 bucks. Now, when you think about 75 bucks for a 100 proof 4-year-old whiskey, you might get a little hesitant at first. I probably would, just seeing it on the shelf, especially if I didn't know the brand. I'd probably pass it by and, tuck it in the back of my mind. Having tried this, you don't want to do that, especially with how rare this is. If you see it, buy it. Do it. I would not steer you guys wrong. I want to make you aware of bourbon that is fantastic that other people who don't watch this channel are going to miss out on. So, you're welcome. There you have it, guys. 2 new great bottles from Old Dominick. They've done it again. And by golly, if you haven't checked them out already, you need to. This one is more readily available. It's getting out there and it's online. This one, a lot harder to track down, but if you're lucky enough, grab it. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Okay? Promise. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe and that notification bell so that way you don't miss out when this kind of information comes out. Until next time, cheers.